on this homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. It is May 3rd, 2023, and I've got a crowler. That's right, my neighbor Matt brought this crowler to me. Not much to see on the label. This is from SISU Brewing out of Seaside, Oregon. SISU has nothing to do with the word Seaside. SISU is a Finnish word, and it's a quality that's inside of people. There's no exact English word for this. It basically, what captures the meaning of the word is grit, tenacity, and hardness. And makes you think of like a hardworking farmer or a hardworking sailor or maybe even a Viking. And they've been brewing some good beers. They are actually located on Broadway in the historic Times Theater. It's an old-timey theater down there, and you can go down and watch movies. They have some shows down there, and they've got some decent food, I hear. But let's go ahead and check out this beer. ISO, in search of Imperial IPA? I don't know, but we're in search of it right now. All right, let's get the nose. Get a lot of citrus on the nose, a lot of Meyer lemon coming off of it, maybe a little bit of a hint of orange on it as well. I know I'm getting some tropical, like just a little bit of mango coming off of it. Almost like a hint of some guava on it as well. Very light resin quality. That's the bulk of what I'm getting on the nose. Let's dive on in. Oh man, that's really different. I've had one other beer of theirs, which was a wheat ale, but a wheat lager with honey and orange, but it didn't taste like a lager at all. And the mouthfeel on this is very, very different. Almost indescribable for me. It's medium, almost to medium light. It's not strong. It turns into water on the backside. Meaning most of the it's smooth on the back. It kind of blends away, and your mouth almost gets watery a little bit. So it's not really dry at all. It just has a very light quality for 9.1%, and you would have no concept. You wouldn't even conceive that it'd be 9.1. I mean, really, I'm thinking this feels like it's a 5.5%. Because it's light, almost feels very refreshing. It's not super hoppy. It leaves a light bit of bitterness on my mouth at the backside, which is slowly building, but not real strong. I feel instead like the citrus I'm getting like a Tangelo, big time Tangelo. And it feels like I'm getting a lot of not the rind, but the white inner part of the rind as well is in there. A little bit of rind, like maybe some zest, but then like some of that, that inner white part, I don't know what you call that part of the rind, is sitting in there. It's a slightly creamy texture as well. Maybe only a hint of that Meyer lemon now. It's more about that Tangelo quality. There's just a little bit of pininess. It comes off with a little bit, almost, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. There's some resin on there, a light resin, a sticky resin, and a little bit of a pine needle quality. Now, as I'm drinking this longer, that resin and that pine needle quality and that bitterness is slowly building, but it really wasn't there at all at the beginning. This is really different. I wasn't sure at first, but it's more that bitterness is building. I'm it's building on me. I mean, I'm starting to dig on it quite a bit. I'm going to take a little time with this. I'll come back with some numbers. You may notice a little dirty. We've been out here working on the yard. I've been wheelbarrowing, you can't see, but a lot of soil over here. And we've got some new garden beds over on this side that I filled up. And just this morning, we saw the very first little peepers, the little baby ducks, came through. And we've had a lot of wood ducks, about 4 male wood ducks, so 4 pairs. I've seen 3 of the females out there. And we get about 6 or 7 mallard pairs hanging out back here on the deck, and I do feed them. So they like sunflower seeds. In fact, I just looked, they're hearing me out here, and so I've got 4 mallards out there waiting right now. Okay, this is fun. This is just not really what I think of as the typical Imperial IPA, particularly these days. Many of them want to make these super big, ultra sweet, ultra hoppy IPAs. These guys kind of went a different direction. I mean, this is a big beer at 9.1, but it has a light feeling, and it has a nice balance in terms of hops and giving nice citrus quality and a little bit more with the pine and whatnot. It drinks really easy. I'm starting to feel it already, though. I will tell you, it is 9.1. The bitterness was building as I was drinking more. As I've just started sipping, that has toned down quite a bit. So I think really balanced in terms of the hop quality and the bitterness. But this is really tasty. I could see people really digging on this. In terms of their Imperial IPAs, boy, this is really hard because it's so different. I have to rate it pretty high, I think. I think it's unique. They've done something very different here. That's really hard to do in this industry, I've got to say. I'm going to give them a straight up 91 in terms of Imperial IPAs. I think this is really well crafted and very well designed. Overall, I'm going to go a little higher actually, because for personal preference, I like this. I do like bitterness and I don't. I mean, Christian, he would love lots of bitterness, but I like balance. And the fact that the buildup of bitterness has also toned down in a very short time, it could build back up again. That's very unique what they've done here. I got to give this a 93 on my overall. I would highly recommend it. Here it is again. This tells you nothing. I will put up their logo up here for you to see, and maybe put a little information down below so you can check them out. I would really recommend them. There's no distribution on them as of this point in time. You've got to get down to the Oregon coast to be able to try this, or have a very generous neighbor. This is Kevin at Clements Obrey saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you on the next beer review.